In this tutorial, we're going to be learning how to add and import new places, speakers, and stories to Terrastories. Let's first take a look at the map and see what we've got in there now. As you can see, there is just one point for the story of 2020 IMW, one story and one place marker on the map that is associated with that story. But Indigenous Mapping Workshop has been taking place since 2014, so there has to be some more data, right? Right! So the first thing we're actually going to do in this tutorial is to import a bunch of IMW stories and places into Terrastories. Let's return to our welcome screen and click on this login link, which is located underneath the Enter Site button. Now for this demo, we've actually created a special username and password, which is terrastories@indigenousmaps.com and password maps@roar, one word. Now this is not a real email address, so please don't write to there complaining that the tutorials aren't working, because you won't get an answer. Once you've put in the credentials, hit login to enter the administrative dashboard. As you can see in these admin pages, the Terrastories data consists of the one IMW Canada speaker, the 2020 IMW story, and the Saskatchewan place. But if you downloaded the 2020 IMW demo of Terrastories, there is some more sample IMW data included, and we can add it in by using our importer feature. So what the Terrastories importer does is it reads CSV files and it tries to find the right columns to match with the database. The way this works is that you can prepare a spreadsheet with place, story, and speaker data in advance, and then you can add it all at once using the importer. This is really useful if you have hundreds of stories to add and you don't want to enter them one by one. What's really great is that you can also add media, like images and photos, at the same time. You just have to place these files, along with the CSV, in a subdirectory within the Terrastories directory, where the app will look for the files. Let's bring up our File Explorer and check this out. So, from the main Terrastories directory, you go into Data, and then Import, and then Media. And as you can see, there's a bunch of images, videos, and 3 CSV files in here for us to play with. Alright, let's try to import them. So going back to the Terrastories admin dashboard, we just click on the Browse button where it says File to Update. Now we're in the Places menu, so we should select the Places CSV. Click Import, and like magic, we have a bunch more places showing up. Now we're going to do exactly the same thing for speakers, so let's click on the Speakers link in the menu, hit Browse, and select the speaker CSV and hit import speakers. And what you might notice is that it added one additional speaker, but it also updated the existing speaker that was in there, which is IMW Canada. It actually added a little bit more information there. And alright, time to do stories. So same exact process, you hit browse, select the story CSV, click import. And this might take a little while longer because it's actually going to be uploading video files in addition to just the data, but there it is. And as you can see, it's added a whole bunch more stories for us to look at, which all have to do with the history of Indigenous Mapping Workshop. And now if we return to the map view by clicking back to app, we should see all of these points and stories showing up. And as you can see, there's some more additional data in here. We have a story for Vancouver, IMW, for Winnipeg, and there's some cute videos of dogs for us to watch, which are not necessarily representative of IMW, but still fun to look at. And something else that you might notice is that we now have some restricted data in here, as we introduced in the demo. So there are 2 points in Australia which are restricted. You can see the lock next to the title, The Story of IMW 2019 Perth, which would not show up unless you were logged in. Of course, we are logged in with the terrastories@indigenousmaps.com email, and therefore we're able to see the story and watch the corresponding cute dog video. And that's how you use the Terrastories importer. In our tutorial files for Indigenous Mapping Workshop, there's some more detail on how to work with the CSV spreadsheets and set these up so that you can create your own imports.